We will be beginning in a few minutes. Let's see if I can, how can I get this over here? How can I get this over here? Oh, Enlo, how you doing? We'll be beginning in a couple of minutes. Prepare your questions. I am amateur in a professional world. I am amateur. I am only amateur. I'm learning myself. I do not know the answer to any of the questions, but I create stories from questions I ask. So just give me a minute. I want to push my bureau back in its place. Just pushing my bureau back in its place, shutting the screen door. As simple as language. As simple as language. Something on my head. It's so important to have something on my head. Since I began 20 years ago, I always had the need to make up my face, put something on my head, blend into that vibration that I feel within myself. Right now, I just want to start something very, very plain, very, very simple. I want to talk about the number 80, right? In French, okay. I mean, it's like I'm just like so excited about it, right? You write it, and I'm afraid to take my camera off. Maybe I should get a mirror, because every time I take my camera down, it all shuts down. So I'm going to use the mirror. Whoop! I'm going to use the. I'm going to use the mirror. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. Let's see if this doesn't work. I'm going to write it down, right? So. Let me see if this works. Let me get the screen bigger, and let's see if you can see what I'm writing down. It's pretty blurry, eh? Let me see if I write this down, what you're going to see. E-I-G-H-T. So let me see. First of all, let me see which way my camera is. Okay, you see it properly. The word eight. The word eight, it's you think it's just a word? It ends with the letter T in the English language. Can't see, no, but okay, no, but you can see. I guess I'm going to take the chance and take my camera off, okay? Thank you for that. I knew I couldn't see it either, so that's why I did this. This word is not like the others, and there's so much that's going on around it, right? And next to this word, we have a 7. I don't like these pens. I just bought them. I like this is only 1. I like the 1.2 or 1.4. And then there's 9. So the first thing about 8 is when we write eighth, I only add on the H. But with the 7, I will be writing 7th. I'll add on TH. Here, I'm going to add on 28. Here, I'm only adding on 8. I don't have the meaning for everything right now. And not only alone will I, just let me put this back up here. I hope I don't lose the camera. Is that the meanings and reality or definition is already out there. It's already in the dictionary. It's already in a search engine. It's hidden in a game of sports. in darts, in hockey, in football, in baseball, in soccer, in boxing. It's a word used in the color commentary as a verb or an adverb or an adjective. That we're told that we have every single month, the moon comes out every 28 days. It's the menstrual cycle or the monthly cycle. Not one man, but men. And every period comes at the end of every sentence. So the sentence is 28 days. But when you go into the prison, or what they say is prison, the 31st area in Monopoly is go to jail. Number 31 equals the cube. So at the end of a sentence, which is 4 weeks of 28 days, but that's not the yearly cycle. That is the monthly cycle. The formation, the 28 days in a basic formation of that cycle is 3 times 28, or 3 passing moons, or 3 passing menstrual cycles. And it relates to the same thing in ABC. With ABC, since we can't say, hey, I can spell the word A, look what I get. Or I can spell the word B, look what I get. Or C, S-E-A, S-E-E, right? Or B-E-E, or by the bay. Okay, so now we have the B comes with the beehive. The beehive comes with the hexagon. But we use this in order to understand it. We now take the alphabet and we say, hey, B is the second letter. A is the first letter. Now, according to this, this is a cube. This is in the inside of the 4 corners. So I know this is going to have the value of all of these, and all of these are going to be broken down into this. 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25 equals to 5. But is that the way we should see it? That we have to have a quarter more, right? We have to have a quarter more. How are we going to do this calculation? Because the reality is if I was to take this, it would be a full block here. That's one block. And this would be set up and connected to these 4 areas over here. But in this world, we made the numbers whole. They work as 9. When you measure, right, you measure to the corners as a builder's code. So I have to sit down because I see a few things inside of this that I can't even explain. I can show you, I can bring you there, but I can't complete it. So I skip sort of one little tiny piece out because there's another cube, right? There's another cube, is what I call the 2 cubed. There's the 1 cubed, which is the 5. And then there's the 2 cubed. And that 2 cubed will only occupy 4 of these cubes. That's the 2 cubed. And the 1 cube will just be the heart, this cube over here. When you cube it, right, if you have the 3 cubed, you have this is the 3 cubed. But since it's a solid, you might see it as the 1 cube. 1 by 1 by 1. 3 different sides are on this. 1 and 1 and 1. 1 times 1 times 1 equals to the 1. I was also talking about the 3. So the 3 by 28 is equal to 84. There are 21 dots on here. You need 4 of these to equal to the 84. 3 times 28 or 4 times 21 to complete it. As well, you cannot complete a whole dice, meaning there are 28 dots, 21 dots, 28-day cycle, doesn't match. So we go to 28 cycles, 56. I need 3 of these, 63, doesn't match. Now I get 4 of these, 4 by 21 equals to 84. And I get 3 by 28, look at that. How the 3 and the 4 come together. 4 times 21 and 3 by 28. I just want to mark this down. 3 times 28, 4 by 21. Also, we're going to look at is the ABC, noted as 1, 2, 3, equals to 6. When I go A, B, C, D, this one equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. I started all over again at 1. Here's the low side. When we start it over, it goes back to 1 again. It just so happens that on this cube, this blurred cube here, on this blurred cube over here, right? So once you get that, there's your 10. Now, what does our 10 do? We take out the calculator because this is a tool, but it's not only a tool just to add the numbers, but it's the 1, 9, 10, 7, 3, 10, 6, 4, 10, 8, 2, 10. It's a star system. Everything surrounds Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. Everything surrounds this number over here. Energy. E for energy. ENERGY. And it's all red. It's number 74 and number 69 and base value 64. How do I do this? And it keeps going down. There's a reason. The reason is I have two E's. So I take off one of them. I have 69. And what is that 69? It's two ABCs. 3 times 3 equals 9. And 3 plus 3 equals 6. If I only knew what 33 was. In French, this is the last number in French. If you're counting up to 100, this is the last number. And 33 times 3 equals to what is perfect. It's not perfect at 100, it's perfect at 99. Your 0 was at the beginning. You're perfect at 99. It's 3 times 33 to equal to 99. It's 3 times 120 to equal to 360. What is this? Why this? This is where you get hockey. This is where you get hockey, and the reason for that is because of the 3 periods. Now, if you had to have 3 periods, we all can relate to the period being 28, the cycle of the moon, equaling to 84. That 84 comes out over here. This is noted to be the planet Pluto, is number 84. Now, I was telling you about ABC and how the 4th becomes the leap year where everything starts over at 1 again. Well, what we have is ABC, and then we have BCD equaling to 9. And there's our rotation. And in between this, and some people say, well, after the death, before the Christ, you can also say a Zen code. A Zen code, the 4th zodiac sign, which is what they call either the rabbit, and they keep changing them around, to the cat, which is 52 and 24. There's basically they're creating the gateways for this, 1703 and 1402. I'll tell you this in a minute. I'll explain this to you. 1402. What this is 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 and 8, and 6 minus 8. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 plus 2 is 7. Plus and to the minus side. This will create the letters BC. Just to note that the ram is number 32 and the pig is number 32. Curly tail tells the weather. The pig is noted to have a 333 pregnancy. Also to know that this word, Mar, not Mars. Mars is plural, meaning more than one ram. Like Ramses, right? Ramses will stop all the babies. So when we have the rabbit over here, 03, that is your BC creation. Your BC creation comes up right over here, in between both the worlds of 6 and 9. If you're asking me why we have 60 seconds on the clock and why we don't have 100, right, is this scenario over here. And it comes into the leap year, the 313 leap year, and then it reverts to hockey. And hockey is played on ice, and there are 6 on the ice per team, both the offense and the defense, where one of the players is stayed back, and that is called the goalie. Go alive, 22 for go. 22 is for go. 22 is for ape. 22 is when you bust and everybody's calling for a monkey. Number 83. So now I'm going to take you back over here. In the fourth, you get the mirror over here. In the fourth one over here, you get the mirror. Now, when you get the mirror in the fourth, the rabbit and the cat and the Chinese zodiac sign, that mirrors everything. It goes up to the tiger, right? And this is number 3. And this is your ABC, and this is your ABCD over here. The rabbit ears is the rabbit connection for the Zen, which is your CB codes, which is a 10-4 code. And that 10-4 code is 2 5s or 2 2s, right? 2 5s or 2 2s. 55 will be 22. 64 will be 1 and 3 or 3 and 1. You can read this any way. Here you're going to say 4 6 1 3, 4 6 3 1, 6 4 3 1, 6 4 1 3. So there's more combinations inside of here than here. This is what you call the hard way, also noted to be as the third way. RD and RD, time heaven with the T and without the T. I can't tell you what it exactly means. There's many scenarios for its reality. Just like we said with 8th, with 7th, right? In 8th, you do not have to add the H. And if you go 18, you do not add the TH. I mean, you don't add the T, only the EEN. So here you got 8, and over here you have 24. So right away it's talking about the cat, because the cat is number 24. It's also talking about 8 and 6. Where's 8 and 6? 8 and 6. And that 8 and 6 is going to show up over here. Just give me a second. There is no hidden secret. Let's call this the House of Kaaba, the black cube of Saturn. The stories it tells right up into Roman numerals in 1776 are right here in this cube. I'm just going to see if anybody asks me any questions or not. I'm just going to go back. Let me go back. Lots of highs. Lots of highs. Don't be nervous. Okay, lots of highs and many more goodbyes than there are highs over here. I think there's one person watching. Real-time viewer count and total viewers. So that's me, the real-time viewer count, right? So, oh, it says I'm only here for 3 minutes. That's really weird. I thought I was here for much longer than that. So let me look at this a little bit deeper. So, yeah, so we're going to go back to this over here, the ABC. There's another one where the cycles, right, of 10 and 4. I just want to see where I was. I went into hockey. We went into the 3 periods of 84. 84 is noted to be Pluto, right? That's the numeric value. And Pluto is in the Kuiper belt, right? And if I put this dot over here, and I did that, and I kept that dot there, and then I did that, and then I did this. Okay, let's call this the sun. And the first ring around over here, right, let's call that Mercury and Venus. And the next one, we're going to call Earth and Mars. And this is like, and this one over here, we're going to call Jupiter and Saturn. And then this one over here, right, we're going to call Uranus and Neptune. And then out here, we're going to call Pluto. But Pluto's going to go all around everybody. Pluto goes all around everybody. All around. Now, if you do note that Pluto is the 9th planet and Saturn is the 6th planet, and they call it Saturn square, or they call it the dark cube of Saturn. What does it mean, dark? Is it negative or is it unknown, right? We know when the writing in your checking account is in the red, like it's missing. But when it's not in the red, it's absolutely there. It's concrete. That's the reality. So let's see where we are with this entire thing. We spoke about energy. Energy is number 74. We also have Jesus, right, at number 74. And also Jesus fits into the fifth house. The reason Jesus fits into the fifth house, 7 and 4, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. It doesn't even go there, right? But just to note, the 5 is opposite of 2. 11, 1 and 1 is 2. Also to note, 11, right, is the void, right, of what is 5 and 2. 5 and 2 dot equals to 7 and 4 void. How do I get that? Well, you tell me. Here's the 5, and here's the face. Yeah, missing 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, missing 2, 4, 6, 8. So we go over here, and we're missing 2, 4, 6, and 8, right? And that'll equal to 20. 2, 4, 6, and 8 with this one over here. So we're going to go to the next one. Let me see, did I do that right? 2, 4, 6, and 8. We're going to flip it to the other one. Oh, my God. We're going to be missing, right, on one of them, we're going to be missing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? When you add all these up, it's going to equal to 35. The thing is, if I turn it this way, right, this cube, I'm going to be missing 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, right? And that one's going to equal to 3 and 5. So are you going to have 3 and 5 with 20 equaling to 55, or 3 and 5 with 20 equaling to 55? That's our Liberty 55. Now, where does the 74 for Jesus comes in? It comes over here into the fifth house, 5, 14, 23, 32. First, I'm going to stop over here in Mark 37. Then I'm going to count the whole thing, and it's going to be, whoop. It's not 37. Made a mistake. Made a mistake. It's 42. 42. N-E-W. N-E-W. N-E-E-N. 19. And then W. EN is your DNA. Your EN and your DNA, your 19 is your DNA. And it goes connecting to the moon, which tells you about your moon cycle over here with the 21 dots and the 28 days. Encompassed everything inside of Pluto. The 9 planets, 3 planets and 3 planets and 3 planets. So we have this little scenario going on here. I hope you understood. Now, we're going to get back to 8. Now, what I like about 8 is also when you read this word, or this one, or this one, or this one. When you say 80, you say this is our vibration. Monkey, because monkey equals to 83. Monkey is also, even though it's valued at 83, in games, right? When you're calling for a monkey, most of the time monkey calling begins at 12. When it begins at 12, okay, it ends at 26. So it begins at L, and it finishes at X, which is also C and H, which is your 11, 3, and 8, which is also noted to be 11 and 22 And I'm going to show it to you where it comes out of here. So why do I say this? But give me a minute. I'm just going to get a little bit of water in the kitchen, warm up a little bit of water in the kitchen, come back. I'm going to take a 2-minute break, although it says I'm 27 minutes here. I've been here for 45. The last video shut down on me. Please ask questions. Do you want to know about the soul? Do you want to hear anything about the spirit? Do you want to hear anything about what they call in the Bible Jesus Christ? Do you want to know about Muhammad? Do you want to know about 1776, the Twin Towers? You want to know about Titanic? You want to know anywhere? It doesn't really matter, but yes, it does matter. But stay in North America. A word is a word. You write it using letters. We read the letters. We understand the definitions. We look at geometric shapes. We say, hey, I'm from my math class says, and all the people around the world say, hey, if you're going to cut a piece of wood that's like this, you're going to cut it this way. You can cut it this way and this way. There's words for it. One is cutting it vertical or cutting through it horizontal. There's so much that's going on. Hockey, baseball, football. There's games for 3 dice. There's games for 2 dice. I don't see any games for 4 dice. And when there are 4 dice, it's you playing somebody else. If you want to talk about 6 periods of hockey, I might be talking about my 3 periods. You might be talking about your 3 periods. And the analytics of the game are talking about the whole game and the 3 total periods that comes out from both the defensive 3 periods, the offense 3 periods, the home team defense 3 periods, and the home team offense 3 periods. Although it was a 60-minute game, there's hours, okay, that have to be poured over to break everything down. You might see this cube, but I see hockey and Mona Lisa. Where does Mona Lisa come from? The cube. How does, well, Rubik's Cube turns this way. Rubik's Cube turns this way. So we have this way. We have this way. And we have this way. That's 3. Now we have hockey. I go to Mona Lisa because when you write down Mona Lisa, it equals to 43 and 41, 84, back to Pluto, explaining the cycle. The 15 and 20, by chance or by hazard, happens to be the 15 and the 26. What this is, okay, when I add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. When I add up 2 through 6, it equals to 20. 2015, or the Hebrew time of 5775, the 28th day of the cycle of the 21 dot cube. The 84 goes back to Pluto. When I start talking about this, in French, they say 80. When you say 81 in French, they say 81, 82, 83. It sounds like this. Sorry, it sounds like this. So in reality, this is going to say 84. This is going to say 88. And this is going to say 92. Birth in the IT system. Monkey. Where do I get the 12 from? Over here. Where do I get the 26? When you play the game of blackjack. Oh, it's a game of blackjack. It is. The rules and the regulations of the work I do come from games. I take the games and I forward them to another relationship. Hockey, baseball, football, soccer, darts. Geometric shapes, including all shapes like the alphabet. The artwork that comes from this reality. The dots and the dashes on the square paper that I showed you, showing me and understanding the area space from the smallest to the biggest. Because I don't have to go the biggest. because it is the smallest that's going to dictate the biggest. From the word mini and minimum to both mums, but the other one is a maximum. The bookends. The minimum is here. The maximum is here. It's on the outside. The one, if I understand it, the one to the outside. So I don't need one, I need three, because it's one in between two, making three. Now if I go this way to myself, you will see the one of me. But if I go this way to myself, you will see the three of me. The other one of me, when pointing this way, okay, will show the three this way. Horizontal and vertical, showing me 3 and 3, doing just basically this. That is my 3 by 3 cubed. The numbers I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to warm up my coffee. Do not hesitate. I see we're only one person with 80 who have passed. The last time I was here, there was over 800. And how many comments did I have? None. Now I did. I had Emlo. Thank you very much for coming. If you got any questions, like I said, this is not alone. We need to fix something in this world. And it's the misunderstanding of what and why and where is the good God, because that's what we're all seem to be following. A good part of this planet will stop their life right now and pray to God. Oh, and don't worry. Don't worry. A lot of us don't want rules and regulations, and other us do want rules and regulations in order to control the chaos or put order into chaos. So we're going to put the camera up here. We're on a 2-minute break. Whether you want to see the floor or not, you want to study the floor, I can show you the floor, right? Or let me see if I can push this bench off. Can I see that? If we did that, what's going to happen with that, right? Can you see that floor? Okay, just give me a minute. Take a look up in the camera. We'll see what we can do. Coming back in a minute. I like to wear my hat. I really like to wear my hat. Yes, so let's boil up some water here. Let's boil up some water. Oh boy, let's boil up some water. So we got that plugged in. Whoop. We got no more coffee here. Got to find some coffee. Where's that coffee? Whoop. Oh, that's yeast. Just give me a second and see if I can find some coffee. We're on a 2-minute break there, so just give it a minute. So far all we have is tea. We have tea. No, I don't have that here. No, I don't have any coffee left. That's too bad. I'll have to drink something else. I'll have to drink something else. Let me see. No, there's no coffee here, so I'm just going to warm up some water and chug down whatever I could. Just give me a minute coming back. Just trying to work. Just give me a minute. Coming back. Coming back. Coming back. We're going to go up here. Maybe we should take a look at what's going on. Let's look at it that way, right? Unless you want to be looking at the floor. So we're going to leave it over here like that for a minute. All right. I'm back. Okay, so where are we going to go next with this? Where are we going to go next with this? Okay, let me show you down here. So in French, when I say 420, right, it's 80, which says 80. Then when I say 21, I say 81. So I'm never ever saying, unlike the other words, when you say 21 or 31 or 41 or 51 or 61, okay? All of these, you're going to use the word here, this, in between 21, 31, 41. When you come to here, right, on the next one, right, at 22, you're also going to use ET. You're not going to use it when you run into the 80s. 89, right? So what happens inside of here, and note that 432 is your vibration between 5 and 1, and that is Mars, right? It's plural, telling you more than one over here. You multiply it by 3, I get 423. I can see it's in the lower house, 1 through 6, right? 1 through 6, 1 through 6, not 7, and then not 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. Now, when you get to here, you can have 1 cube. Here, it's 2 cubes that begin. And this will all be with 2 cubes. This one is going to be 12 equals 6 and 6. 11 equals to 5 and 6. 10 equals to 5 and 5. Or what is 6 and 4? 9 equals to 6 and 3. And, whoop. And 5 and 2. 8 equals to 1 and, whoop, to 2 and 6, 3 and 5, 4 and 4. 7 equals to 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. 6 equals to 2 and 4, 3 and 3, 1 and 5. 5 equals 2. And I should just move this over. I don't like the page I'm on, so I'm going to skip the page. Just let me do this over here. I don't like the way I did this again, but I'm not doing it over. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? So this is what it is. No matter what you look at over here, there's going to be a void. What I mean by a void is our base background is right over here, 9. I put this over here. This is a small form. This is a minimum. It's a small form of the 9. So we're going to have 1 and 8. The 1 will be joined with 8. The 8 is also noted to be the queen. The reason it's the queen has 8 eyes. When you go to the 2 and 7 equals to 9, right? This one over here is the king. When you go to number 3 and 6 equals to 9, this is when it's going to be the jack. And this is where it begins, over here. There is no 8 on a cube. There is no 9 on a cube. But there is a 3 and a 6 on the cube. And both the 3 and the 6 and the 5 and the 4 are the only ones that double up. This is the only double up over here. Aye, Captain. Right? 3, 4, 20, 41, 50, 64. You know the captain is? Here's your captain. 0. It's the 24 and the 10 equaling to 34. It's blue. And it's DC because it's cold. Is it ice cold? Is it medium cold? I don't know which cold it is. But this DC or CD is to these letters over here, which are going to connect to what is 12 and 7 equaling to 1905. This is the region for energy. This is the reason for the moon. Okay, this is for the energy. And note that 5, right, can be found right over here. So when you find 5 over here, take a check at this. 3 and 6, right? Let me see that again. Yes, 6 and 3. Look at that. 6 and 3 over here equals to 9, right? The 9, 6 and 3, 6 and 3, 9 is reversed. Is reversed to what is 4 and 1, 5. Where do I get this? Well, I'll just show you. Not me. Nothing to do with me. 6 and 3, 9. 4 and 1. Well, what about 5 and 4, 9? Just 1 second. I have to use my pen. Pen 15 equals to 63. And the VAG means a wave. A wave in us equals to 54. 54 is 63. We go over to 54. 32 fits inside. So nothing that I'm going to explain to you that hasn't been explained somewhere before over time, where graduate students with diplomas and degrees from Yale and Gale and wherever else, every single university of every single word, every single subject that has ever been studied can be understood so far through the cube, the face of the calculator, understanding geometric shapes, what you can and cannot do on the grid. Now this is a square grid depending on how I stretch it out. What angles can I stretch this grid out? And according to numbers, the stretch is never more than X. I don't want to say what it is now. You're going to say, I don't know what it is. You're right. I just hypothetically know that these are the possibilities and they do not go beyond because of this reality. 20 is that reality. 21st, which is also noted to be in Pluto and 84 in their cycle, our moon cycles we run by, which is the phase known to be electricity in phase. Phase 1, phase 2 of the project, also electricity. Now I lost myself. So we were talking about the moon. Yes, 21 dots. I know ABC is complete. Once you close it out, that is with D. So that I understand. I know I'm bringing with A, B, C, D, 10, 2 systems together, and the systems are 1, 9, 3, 7, 4, 6, and 2, 8. When you bring them together and tear them apart, you now do the left side and the right side, right being Republican, right being repossession, the Wright brothers, if you want, for something in the air flying. The left is for blue, the left is for boys. The left side, right, equals to 12. The right side equals to 18. 3 and 9 equals to angels. Where do I get all this? If you don't ask the questions, I can't come here to just tell you something to explain myself on every single subject. Just note that if I make a mistake, I'll come back and say I made a mistake. 21, right? When you get to 21, it's also noted to be blackjack. There's a separation, the game of blackjack, which is where all the pictures are maximum 10, where ace is 11. 10 and 11 is the division of this dice. Low side is 10, high side is 11. Let's take a look. 1 and 9, let me do it a little bit differently. One, like I said, all my information is also your information. It's the calculator. Turn on the TV, see the programming. It's right there in front of you. It's live info every single day. It's what you choose to do with it. And when you take a look in the background, if you take a look above, see the half of that shows you the what? Right away with that line there shows me the hexagon, the octagon, sorry. Octagon. So we're going to do this. Connect the 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 4 and 5, and then the 3 and 6, all 9s, except this one I worked with an upside down backwards calculator because they're not in this position. 1, 8, 2, 7, 4, 5, 3, 6. I don't talk about the 9, but they all equal 9. 2, 9, 3, 8, the IT system. 38, monkey. See the way the monkey goes this way, the IT system goes this way, 2 and 9 versus 3 and 8. We got the monkey, 3 and 8. We need that 10 for the monkey. 2 and 9 is the IT system in the sun, the birth in the sun, the 9 birth in the sun. This is your creation over here. This is the B house. This is the alpha beta, creates 3. This one is just a 3, and the markings for this life is right over here. The markings here is 4.5. The markings here is 5.5, 4.5 and 5.5. If you notice over here, number 4 and 711, Jesus and energy stand alone. Your basic I and R creation are 36, C and F. I have to figure out a little bit more to speak about with that. I know 47 is time and beast and bull and walk. I know it goes with 3 circles touching each other all the time. So if you notice, this is a Roman numeral looking like 11, Roman numeral looking like 9. If you notice, 11 equals to 63, which is 3 by 21. If you notice, 9 equals to 42, which is 2 by 21. 2/3. And I don't know if you want to call it 105, the hand of God. 10 and 5 says je, which means I. Also, the sounding sounds like game. The 6 and 3, here is 6 valued at 52. Here is 3 valued at 56. This cube is all about 7, 11, Jesus, energy, Neptune, and the farm. The reason is the mathematics. When you multiply them, it's 77. When you add them, it's 18. When you add 77 to 18, it's 95. Okay, 9 and 5, right, they play it together like E-I-E-I-O. It's for Neptune. It's 60 minutes, 60 seconds on the clock. When you minus and the plus, there's 59.95. And when you add them together, it comes 14 and 14, 28, cycle of the moon, or 1 and 4, 5, 1 and 4, 5, gives you 55. It gives you your liberty. Liberty 55. Sorry, they call it freedom. Freedom 55 or something like that. That commercial that used to come out. 77 is for Christ. 77 is for power. You can also count this up, right? 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will be 2, and 1 equals to 3. So it'll now be 7 by 3. You multiply and add it, becomes 31. You multiply and add it, and this will end up zooming to 19, or AI, bringing 2 systems together. Here you don't use the A, here you don't use the I. This is the 9/11 system you bring together. Just happened a couple of days ago. When you look at this, what is this? When you add this up here, 999, okay, 999 equals to 27, plus 9 equals to 36. 11, 11, 11 equals to 33, plus 11 equals to 44. There are 36 Hanukkah candles lit up. Add the shamas, you get 44. Just a coincidence. 999, 6, 2, 8. 6 and 8 divide each other, so I'm going to have to understand what the expression is over here. This is also Abraham and hockey dividing the day and the night because of the multiplication of 4 times 4, 4 plus 4, equaling to what is 16 and 8. Total is 24, representing the cat. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. We now divide this cube. And like I was showing you, I'm going to get my water. I'm going to show you this in a minute when I get back. Unless you want to look at it, I'll stand it up. You can look at it for a minute. Hopefully you can see it on my rack over here. Let me see if I can point the camera down. Let me see if I can put something underneath it so you get more of a tilt. So check that out, see what you can get. I'm taking a 2-minute break to go make my coffee, and I'm going to be back. Please prepare all your questions. Yeah, be back in a minute. Okay, so now I got this. I got this coffee. I do have coffee. Yay! Everybody jump! I got coffee. I think I even got my sister's coffee cup here. Boy, where's the spoon? You know, I'm looking for a spoon. There's already a spoon in it, you know. In fact, there's coming back. Be back in a minute. Coming back. Well, okay, so we're back, and I just want to see something on one of my channels, if you don't mind. Just give me a second here. Boy, okay, here we are. Let me go out here so I can understand. I was sent something, I just don't understand what it is. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Oh, look at that. Somebody shared something with me, and I'm just going to show you this one little piece. Hopefully, we can. I'm hoping that this. Hoping that this works here. Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. So you can see this, right? You can see this. All these numbers. 9 times 9 is 81. Times 9 is 729. The Earth diameter, 792. 8 by 8 is 64. 512. 512, 51 Mars. 2 for Venus. The creation from Venus. 888 returns to, look at that, 24. 2 and 4 is 6. Headquarters of Fox. Life to the heavens birth. 777 equals to 343. CDC, 21 to the cube. Both the red and the blue house, Republican, Democrat. 666 reflects to the moon. 555, 1.25. So we have 1.25 here, and over here we have 512. 125 is 8, 512 is 8. That's the connection. You notice the O and the X, the ox,
fits in between joining these two? The word two is these two. This is also going to create 13, 13, 13, 39 for the angels. 4, 4, 4 is going to, these two together will create this one over here. This one over here, you notice this, when you play the game of pool, the 4 and the 12 ball are connected, equaling to purple. It's going to be with the house of Mars, the mirror house. You want to come to 333, you're going to get the cube birth 9 inside of 2 cubed. These two come together right over here. This is your rotation. This is your BC that I've been talking about. This 3 over here, right, you add it, you multiply it, it equals to 1 and 3, 4. This one over here. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 3 and 1 equals to 4, right? Again, back to here, your protection, right? But it's the mirror world. So maybe we're being deceived and not I'm not really sure how to say it. So I'm going to get on to show you these numbers over here. Just 1 second. I'm waiting for this to cool down. It was also, I had to leave this message. Let me see. Okay, I usually put out a question mark to certain things I don't understand. Yes, so I'm going to take the camera down here. So what we have, okay, maybe we're going to put Leo, the Lion King, right, inside the house of bait. Right, inside the house of bait where the spirit, right, or the heart of everything, the invisible ghost is inside of here. But it's not with this one here, right? Because you can see it. See here you can't. Here it's in the background. That dot, like the headless horseman, is in the background. Here it's in the front. See these two over here, right? Everything begins with what? Does it begin with 1? Does it begin with 2? Or if you want to put them both together, we're going to put that one up over here. That's both ways of 2, this way and this way. In 3 of them, you're going to have 3, right? The 3, the 1, and the 5. You know what that says? That says ace. A-C-E says ace. It's also the sun. The reason for it being the sun as well, S-U-N equals to 54. Also love is 54, 3, 6, 4, 5. They're the only double voids inside of this, and it creates this. This will be the opposite of this, which is your AD coming together with BC, equaling to 5, equaling to 5. Freedom 55. Understand how this works. And this will be 64. That's your Zion Israel, your operator. 0 is the operator. Israel is also number 64. So love, it's the 19th letter. Starting with the 19th letter, bringing 2 systems together. They use this as plural. Sometimes they add on the ES, but it is the ES. The sound of the S coming from the E, or the continuation of the word Sunday, if you want to do it this way, or 6. But we're not going to do it when we use the word yesterday, right? All we have to do is put YS, right? Yesterday is what means is the division, right? The 120 division, the Y equaling to 3, as the O equals to 4 by 90, and this is 3 by 120. Yo, yo, yo! The 25th letter, also representing Earth and Jack, right, or John, and over here is like for Mars. This one is for Mars, and it's the 15th letter, right? Mars is to the short reduction. Mars is the 15th letter. The O and the H come together through number 53, equaling to 15, and 8 equaling to 23, or what is 5 and 8 to what is 6 and 8. One of them is created by multiplications. Telling one story can be done in a single cube. The addition, I must use 4 cubes to do the addition because I'm splitting 4 areas apart. In here, in both of them, I have both a conjunction to a 5 area or not, because this is a created area within this. Here I have 4 areas. There's more of a story to this. This will also create what is 13 and 13. 13, what is 13 and 40, which will create 4 and 4. This one will create 48 and 14, equaling to 62. 8 and 4, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. It'll create this. 3 and 5, 8. While this one will over here will be, right, over here will be 4 and 4, equaling to 8. 8 and 4, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 1 and 4, 5. 5 and 3 equals to 8. It'll come all back to 8 inside of this one over here. 8 comes back to 8 is 8. 8 is not the same as any other numbers. The O goes in with Mars. The 8 does not need to use the T when saying 8th or 18. We stop, okay? A full configuration stops at 20 as 20 IETH and 21. And what happens is when you get to 80, you're going to say 4 by 20. When you say 81, you're going to say 4 by 21. And then, like I said, 22, 23. They don't use the ET in 80. We do this because it's 21st. It's the first time we made a full run between 1st and 21st. 1st to 20th, right, will equal to 210. We're also going to relate that to the cube, and then it's going to be related to all zeros, right, are going to equal to 6. We can't equal them to 9. Why? The 9, we never move with 9. Let me show you. 9 plus any number, right? 1 and 3 equals to 4. So we started with 4, we ended with 4 when using 9. 9 when multiplied with any number to a single digit. 9 times 3, 27. 2 and 7 is 9. We'll always return to 9. The thing about 9 with 4 equals to 36, and 9 with 7 equals to 63. 99. It only happens with this one. Energy, Jesus, also for time and beast. It is also the I and R, which plays the role from this position over here. There's more than one understanding of this position over here, and the reason for Did we get that one? Did we get cut off? Did something happen? Just like the whole screen disappeared. Everything just disappeared, right? So we get this as the 9th position. So we have 8 over here and 1 over here. So is it 1 and 8, 9, or is it 2 and 7, 9, or 3 and 6, 9, or 4 and 5, 9? Is that when we're counting the center area over here in understanding the inclusion of 9? 7 and 4, so we spoke about. And when you have 7 and 4, it's going to come to what is 5 and 2. The 7 and 4 void will create 99. This will equal to a 7, and this will equal to 11. This entire cube is 7s and 11s. It's inside creation in the house of Bait. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1. I call it the ring and the pole. When the 4 is up, or when the 3 is up, right? The 2 and 6 will tell a story, but not the 1 and not the 5. Not the 1 or the 5, because no matter how I turn this, 1 or 5 tells me nothing. And I don't play looking up here. I have to see it down here. Up here, you can say he said, she said, as you turn it around. But over here, there's no he said, she said. This is an absolute. Give me 2 seconds to drink a little bit of water. Wait, we have detected it during your current live. Complete the verification. Go to studio. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Where is the studio? Hold on a second. No, not here. Where's my tiki-taki? Where is it? Okay, here maybe. It's asking me to go to do a verification, so let me see what I got here.
Just trying to fix this verification over here. Maybe if I go in my phone. Can't find my phone. So I got a live going, but it's not showing me. Why isn't it showing me? You TikTok Studio. Create TikTok Studio. View all. Trending. Get your Call of Duty. Start creating. I just want to see this. No, it says, I don't know, it's telling me to do something. So I have no choice but to try and do it. Is it still saying it? Is it still saying, is there anybody still here? Pop in. Let me see if I pop this in over here. Okay, it's not saying this anymore. So, and I still don't know if there's just one viewer or it's just me. So like I said, 21st is when everything starts over. Now, can you compare that to the end of the shoelace, or it doesn't end? You keep on going and going and going, and you never reach the end. Am I a full circulation from 1st to 21st, or am I from 1st to 20th? And the extension of what the first is, and what the first is to begin, and what is to the end, is the continuation of that breath and life inside this world. Now, I'm going to end this video because I only see one person. I don't even know if they're real because nobody's saying anything. I'm going to upload this, and I still have a whole lot of more information, over 20 years of information. Oh, actually, it does say who's here. So let me check this out. Yeah. So Preebly, would you like to say something? You want to ask me something? I'm going to be shutting it down. Shows me one person here. Slightly, more or less, very discouraging because I am never in order. So it's easier for me if somebody comes out here and says, "Hey, why don't you do this for me?" Right? And it just says, Chad just joined. I want to see if I can find it on here. Let me see if anybody's live. Here's a live. Here's a live. Live. I'm looking for this live to see. Can I find myself live? 1 second. Yes, I found myself live. Hey. Yes, I found myself live. Hey. I look better on the phone. I look better on the phone. Okay, we're ending this video. Peace and love. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again.